Ý làm việc ở đấy đó. Làm việc ở dưới rồi. Nhưng mà hết hạn rồi nhá. Quay cơm.
So hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about large language models and how to best utilize them. Here's my content. We are going to go through their common use case, their limitations, and the conclusion about what we should be aware of when using them. So let's start with some common use case of LLMs. These models have a wide range of applications, including analyzing, identifying patterns, giving useful common advice, simplifying and summarizing content, and constructing conversation. Here are two examples of mine. One, I use ChatGPT to give me advice on my writing, and the other example is OCR, which is used to recognize handwriting and transfer handwriting from to text. So these are just a few examples of how LLMs are being used to make tasks more efficient and enhance productivity. But what is common about these applications is that they are all related to analyzing and dealing with given data, which is the system run to be fast and intuitive tasks that can be performed with little to no efforts. Unlike human thinking process, current LLMs are not equipped with system thinking, which is detailed thinking, analysis, and taking multiple steps to plan and solve problems, which is why, despite their impressive capabilities, LLMs have a lot of limitations. These are the limitations: misinformation, hallucination, reasoning, and exponential costs. So one of the biggest concerns is misinformation. LLMs can generate incorrect or misleading response. This happens because of the training data issues. Sometimes the data used to train the model includes outdated or incorrect information, leading to inaccurate response. And LLMs currently doesn't have a built-in mechanism to verify facts. Again, real-time source. They can cross-check their answer for accuracy. And bias propagation. If the training data is biased, the model might unintentionally carry that bias forward, spreading misinformation. It is critical to be aware of this limitation, especially when using LLMs in professional or academic settings. Another major issue is hallucination. In the context of LLMs, hallucination occurs when the model generates response that sound plausible, but are actually false and misleading. Here's an example. In the word weather, there's no letter M, but it managed to generate one out of thin air. Why hallucination is caused is because of how the LLMs is built. LLMs generate response by predicting the next word based on the patterns and tokens in your prompts. But if the model encounters a topic that it is unfamiliar with, it might produce a response that sounds right but lacks factual accuracy. And LLMs also rely on studying data, as I have mentioned, meaning they can only use information they were trained on. This can lead to outdated and incorrect response when the model tries to fill in the gaps. And overgeneralization. Sometimes the model applies general patterns from its training data inappropriately, leading to a response that may sound correct but don't specifically address the query. So let's come to the most important reasons why LLMs cannot handle complex problems which require system thinking, which is reasoning. First, let's talk about different types of reasoning that LLMs can simulate. Here I have a summarization of what so there are three types: deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, and adaptive reasoning. Deductive reasoning involves delivering a conclusion based on general knowledge. Inductive reasoning is about making generalization based on specific observations. Adductive reasoning is about making an educated guess based on available evidence. So inductive reasoning and adductive reasoning is similar, but they are different in the fact that inductive reasoning is explaining the observations, while adductive reasoning is using the observation to explain your points. Here's some of the examples. So we can categorize them into two types of inference, which is diffeasible inference and deductive inference. Inductive and adductive reasoning falls into the first one, while deductive reasoning falls into the latter. So LLMs is currently really good at deductive inference because the answer it can give is definitive, it is defined, while it is very weak and struggles with diffeasible inference, which is reasoning based on changing information. It's an area where more development is needed for LLMs to fully engage in natural and logical conversation. And the last limitation I have here is the exponential cost of LLMs. So as the LLMs model become more advanced, it will require more computing power and in addition cash to generate more accurate output. So the difference, as you can see here, 01 beta preview of ChatGPT is the currently newest reasoning model, and it requires a larger amount of money to generate 100 instances. So the difference is that ChatGPT 01 beta model introduced the chain of thought thinking process, which is dividing problems into smaller ones, solving them and connecting them together. Here is a simple graph diagram to visualize it. Self-consistency with chain of thought is just chain of thought but with multiple and more diverse reasoning paths rather than just picking the optimized one. And trail of thought is currently the newest model. It has yet to be implemented in AI. So to wrap things up, here are the best practice for using LLMs effectively. First is the prompt usage. When interacting with LLMs, you should use clear and self-explanatory prompts to help the model understand the context and generate appropriate response. The more complex and specific the tokens, the more AI will understand our goals and the more accurate the response will be. Secondly, always fact-check and verify the information provided by LLMs with multiple reliable sources to ensure accuracy. Do not assume everything it gives is correct. And third is avoid over-reliance. LLMs are just tools that assist us in our process. They cannot replace our judgment. Over-reliance on them can be dangerous, especially when dealing with complex or sensitive information. So by keeping these points in mind, you can make better use of LLMs while staying aware of their limitation. And thank you for your time. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you. That was a good summary. We're right into end of the lecture. So I think we have one question before we run off. What would, for your conclusions, which are very good, what would you say about the future? You know, what are you going to say to people about the fact that these systems are changing? So what would be your best use ideas on
Well, as I said, we should use them for assistance only. Like we should use them for simplifying and shortening our process. Things like mundane tasks like searching for a specific thing, we should leave it to AI to summarize it for us. But deducting the conclusion out of it and generating ideas should be left to us.
So, thank you very much. That's the end of today's session. Please, speakers, please upload your PDFs onto the system. right? They must be there so we can give them to our discussants. We're a bit slow on this previously. Please go